Bulk buying seems like obvious financial wisdom, but the psychology and mathematics of bulk purchasing are more complex than most people realize, and getting this wrong can actually waste money while creating storage problems and food waste. The potential savings are real. Warehouse stores price bulk items at 30 to 50% below per unit costs at regular grocery stores. 20 pounds of rice for $15 versus 5 pounds for $8. The math looks compelling until you factor in other variables that most people ignore. First, the opportunity cost of capital. If you spend $100 buying bulk pantry staples, that's $100 not available for immediate needs or emergencies. For people living paycheck to paycheck, this upfront capital requirement can create cash flow problems even when the long-term savings are genuine. You need to calculate whether tying up that money is worth the eventual savings, and the answer depends on your individual financial stability. Second, storage reality. 20 pounds of rice requires airtight storage to prevent bugs and moisture. Same with flour, which goes rancid if stored improperly. Bulk nuts need refrigeration or they oxidize and taste terrible within weeks. Many apartments lack adequate storage space, and buying food you can't store properly means waste, which negates any savings. Third, actual usage rates. This is where psychology sabotages economics. You see a great deal on something, buy in bulk, then discover you don't actually use it fast enough. That 10-pound bag of quinoa seemed smart until you realize you only eat quinoa monthly, and it's been sitting in your pantry for a year. Research on decision-making shows we consistently overestimate our future usage of items when presented with bulk deals. So here's the decision matrix. Only buy bulk if you'll definitely use the item within its shelf life, you have proper storage, and the per-unit savings exceed 25%. Anything less, and you're better off buying smaller quantities more frequently. What works for bulk buying? Rice lasts years in airtight containers. Dried beans last 2 years easily. Oats, same. Pasta, indefinitely. Canned goods obviously last years. Olive oil lasts about a year if stored cool and dark. These staples meet the criteria: long shelf life, you use them regularly, significant savings, reasonable storage requirements. What's risky for bulk buying? Nuts and seeds, which go rancid. Whole grain flours, which oxidize. Spices, which lose potency within 6 months. Anything you use infrequently. Fresh produce, obviously. Bread, unless you freeze it immediately. The calculations get interesting when you compare bulk buying to strategic sale shopping at regular stores. If you buy rice at a warehouse for 40 cents per pound, that's excellent. But regular grocery stores periodically put rice on loss-leader sales for 50 cents per pound in smaller quantities. The 10-cent difference might not justify the bulk purchase if you don't need 20 pounds immediately. Here's a trap I see frequently. The psychology of deal-seeking overrides rational need assessment. You see a bulk deal and your brain gets a dopamine hit from the potential savings, so you buy things you don't actually need. This is particularly dangerous at warehouse stores where everything seems like a deal. Research shows people spend about 30% more at warehouse stores than planned, often on items they wouldn't normally buy. The co-buying strategy is underutilized. If a bulk purchase makes sense nutritionally and financially, but you can't afford or store the quantity, split it with a friend or family member. Buy the 25-pound bag of rice together, divide it, split the cost. This gets you bulk pricing without the capital or storage burden. For families, bulk buying is generally more sensible because consumption rates are higher. For individuals or couples, it's trickier. A single person eating healthy typically uses maybe 10 pounds of rice every 2 months. Buying 20 pounds at once provides minimal savings over buying 10 pounds twice and ties up money you might need. Preservation techniques expand bulk buying options. If you buy bulk fresh items on sale, freeze them immediately. Bread freezes perfectly for months. Butter freezes. Cheese freezes reasonably well. This lets you capture sale prices without immediate consumption pressure. The break-even calculation should include membership costs. Warehouse stores charge $60 annually. If your bulk savings don't exceed that membership fee, you're net negative. For most individuals, you need to save at least $100 annually to make membership worthwhile after factoring in the extra gas and time spent going to an additional store.